Good day and welcome to this Parent Portal podcast. This podcast, of course, is presented by the Student Remediation Center as a platform to provide parents with tips and recommendations for navigating through their child's life experiences. I am Mrs. Lewis, Principal at Student Remediation Center, and today I am joined by Alicia Halls of ALEMACSS Associates, as well as a guest parent. Today's discussion focus is centered around understanding should parents set boundaries for children. So guest parent, Mommy, welcome. Ms. Halls, welcome. So let's get started, Ms. Halls, by establishing really what are boundaries and why is it important?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, boundaries are important. They are guides to how far you allow your children to go, and they are a necessary part of child guidance. Since children require boundaries throughout their development, it helps them put things in perspective. We are not to assume just because a child has been born in a home and grew up in a home, he should know what to do, what he should go there and do what he was taught to do. Parents need to constantly remind children, this is how far you should go, this is how far I would like you to go with this experience, and we set the boundaries to provide some limits as a means of safety and for children to learn appropriate behavior. I don't know if Mom will agree with me on that.
Yes, I do. As we were doing before, we do need to set boundaries. And also believe for the protection and guidance and discipline, whether it be at home, out of the home area. Yes, I totally do agree.
So since we are setting these limitations, it is mindful for us to remember that children like experiences and they often push the limit as to how far they can go. So as parents, we are to be mindful that we must allow children their experiences. However, we must inform them of this is where we would like you to go and this is where we would like you to not go. And this provides a guide in their mind as to, okay, if I go in that direction, what would be the consequences of my action? Will I get hurt? Will it endanger me? Will it make my family shame? Will it embarrass me as an individual? And these are things when we're having the discussion with children about boundaries we want them to stay in the perimeters of. Ask them the question, allow them to answer, allow them to come up with answers that will guide them, and they will form their own decision. Oh, if I cross this boundary, this is going to happen. And we will be surprised as to the feedback we will get from some of our children.
I think to Ms. Halls, that when we start talking about child development and decision making, it's important as parents to remember it's not just decision making as in parents making decisions for children. I think one of the more powerful things that a parent can do in terms of that child development and child guidance is to train the child how to make the decision, because there's a big difference. Sometimes as a parent, we could just tell the child, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're not going to do, because I say so, or this is the way it runs in our family or whatever. But far too often, we never really share the thought process with the child. So, okay, let me think of a childhood experience. I remember as a child in primary school, I had a best friend. We took classes together. And so I wanted that Saturday evening, we go out to get pizza, Mom, Dad, and my friend and myself. And my father didn't say no. What he said was, we cannot do both. So if we go out Saturday, we can do that. But if we go out Saturday with your friend, what we have planned for Sunday, we would not be able to do it because we don't have enough money to do both. Now think of the two extremes in terms of responses. One parent could have just said, no. End of discussion. You call your friend and say, sorry, I can't go. Mommy say no. But on the other hand, it was, sorry, I can't go. But in my mind, I knew it wasn't just because mommy said no or daddy said no, but I understood there was a choice to be made. So what they did by sharing the thought process, they caused me to come into an understanding, oh wow, sometimes you may not be able to have everything at the same time. So you need to now prioritize and choose which one is more important. It was more important for me to go to the cinema. I remember a jet movie came out and I wanted to go see that. I remember say I chose either cinema with mommy and daddy or pizza with my friend. I chose cinema with mom and dad. But the point was I learned a lesson in the process of the no. And I think sometimes when as parents, we just say yes, no, that's what it is. Or we make the decision and say this is where you're going and this is how it's going to be. We rob them of that developmental component that comes from the boundary setting. Mommy, you're holding your head. Share with us what you think. Talk to us.
I totally agree with what you just said. We do rob them that development, to make their own decisions. Because we are so accustomed to saying, I say so. I say do so. I say you can't go. And that's the last period, But yes, as they grow, we realize that they are unable to make their own decisions. We all decisions, whether they, like it or not. So we do what we do that we thinking for themselves and making positive decisions.
Computer jargon. Garbage. What's good so through the change the program, what we are able to do is to make school practice and one of the things I will be sharing with students is that moms and dads will ask how you will self-esteem and I will share and say so where we now have children who have low self-esteem or they're acting out, I was sharing with the parents, consider this. If you are your child's foundation and what you see in your child you don't like, you need to check you. Because unless you have totally handed over the responsibility to someone else, you put that in. And if you didn't put it in, it means there is something that should have gone in that you didn't put. So there's a gap that's causing you lash out. What do you do? And sometimes it really is a hard pill to swallow, eh? But because as parents we feel we're doing our best, we're working hard, all this kind of thing. It can very well be a hard pill to swallow, but when we come back to child development, boundaries, and how our children perceive and process those kinds of experiences, parents do have to question themselves. Fortunately or unfortunately, what thoughts do you have?
I agree with the direction this discussion is going so much because at the end of the day, when we think of boundaries, I know everybody's thinking about limitation. But here we are discovering that what boundaries really seem to be doing is providing a guide as to decision making, choices, experiences, and not just placing limitations on children, but actually providing that avenue for children to say, you know what, I have a choice to do this or do this. And based on past experience, you know what, I think I would want to do this. So at the end of the day, not see boundaries as a negative thing. We must not just see it as, oh, I'm putting a limitation on the child. I'm giving the child an opportunity to choose. And we know, saying that parents have different style of direction. We come from an age where we have parents who seem to be dictators, we call them authoritarian parents, who seem to have the approach of establishing boundaries in all areas, being overprotective, placing restriction, everything is no, you can't do this and you can't do that. And we need to examine ourselves and ask ourselves, is that style working for us? And then we have the laissez-faire parents who seem to be very relaxed. Let them experience everything, let them go through everything. You want to do this, do that, yes, go ahead. Is that style working as well? We need to zero in on providing the right balance. That balance between I'm giving you an experience, I'm giving you an opportunity to decide between this or this. And here what's going to happen. If we decide this, well, this is going to be the consequences. And if we decide that, we have to face different consequences. As a parent, mom, do you think that any style is better than the other?
Actually, no. I think what's important is striking a balance where yes, you want to set boundaries and be protective and all that good stuff, but being able to allow a child to develop, like as we say, self-esteem and have that positive outlook on whatever decisions that they make. I mean, yes, we are there to guide, but at the same time, we need to strike a balance where we listen to them as well as we take into consideration what our reasonings are for our boundaries and the different avenues that we take.
I feel that the notion of values is really important as we consider boundaries, because it's one thing to say boundaries do limits, do they provide guidance, or let's strike a balance. But how do we know what the balance needs to be, or how do we know where to put the boundary, how to put the boundary? So I'm just taking a moment to remind parents that it's important to consider what are your values, because values are really a huge part in establishing where this conversation goes. Because if you value hard work, being disciplined, exercising self-control, then that will help in the conversation that says, this is why we do things this way, this is why we avoid these kinds of situations. So as a parent, my encouragement then is consider, if it is and just really what are my values? Or if I think about my partner, whether it's a husband, a wife, whatever, what are our values as parents? What are our values as family? Daddy has another set of values. The relationship between mommy and daddy doesn't allow for a discussion about those values or blending or understanding. We're raising confused children because one minute they're going to be acting in one way, and in another minute they're lashing out. One day they're up, the next day they're down. But are we setting an example that it's not about a rule of thumb or a stick that says this is why you must adopt these boundaries, but these are the values that will to produce certain results or productivity or success in life or good living? What are the values? For me, any thoughts to share on that? As you think about maybe your values or family values?
Coming from my
identify boundaries as guidelines where we identify the balance that is needed, values and cooperation. And to give some examples, sometimes in homes we have the smartphones and the tablets, all the technological devices. And we try to figure out where to report in our home, in our family system, how we control this, how we are ready for them for our children, how do we put limitations, and simple things as setting aside a family day. Let us say Sunday is family day, no tablets allowed on a Sunday, but no tablets allowed when we have it dinner or lunch at the table. So children will know that the value system that is strong here is family. Family values will override technology. So at the end of the day, they know that Sunday belongs to my family. Also, when if you go to church, if you don't go to church, if you stay home and you go and you have a fun day in the park, or you just sit down and you talk as a family. Sunday belongs to my family. So I know that I will maximize my phone time during the other 6 days, but when it comes to Sunday, I know that is the time I set aside. Also, another example is the food our children eat. We need to be mindful that, it's okay to say no sometimes to KFC or sometimes to the sugary stuff and the salty stuff. Mommy is laughing. Because at times we need to teach our children, this may not be too good for you, too much of this you just cannot have cookies and jam every morning for breakfast and KFC every night for dinner. It's not healthy. And if it is something we establish at home, okay, we'll have at least one vegetable and not KFC every night. So these are some of the things we need to be mindful of when we are setting our boundaries.
Even as we consider those points that Ms. Halls was making, important parents need to follow the rules. Yeah, so often we try to enforce all these rules and kids what we want them to do, but what is the example? As the adage says, do as I say and not as I do. That is not good. Parents must, if they are to make maximum impact, parents must follow their own rules. So if we say no cell phone, then daddy can be sleeping off in the corner when you think the children are going to sleep. Even if it's in the name of checking the email, in the name of expecting an emergency call, figure out a way that you can do it where everyone can abide. So even if you think so many people fill up like landlines, for example, so then create a system where if emergency call comes out that day, then call from the landline. So that way we could maybe set it with 90 people a day, because the lifestyle is different, but maybe for 2 hours. And then maybe if it's more, give more it's more into it. So maybe the kids know if I have that way, so that it's not cheating and I'm breaking the code, cheating and breaking the code, but this is an emergency, has to take that call. But set a boundary, so like even, for example, in my home, we don't have a code with the phone, we have a so the cell phone should not come to the table, because this is our family time. Everyone can create their own version of it, but it is important to remember, even as we discuss guiding children by establishing boundaries, we too ought to live by that example and be the exemplar for the kids. Because think about it, they may not know how to be that, how to act that, how to say that. And if we are choosing to believe that parents are the example, then children need to see parents doing it, saying it, being it, doing it. Because remember, beyond what we say, the brain is recording, the brain is picking up. Everything we demonstrate in the home, the brain picking up, Just because they haven't started to live it out brain was recording. So we really do have to be careful as parents to recognize we are the example, whether we like it or not, whether we try to convince ourselves. If I say the opposite, you know, we pick up on it. No, we are the examples and the brains are recording. And if it is that we are to guide children by establishing boundaries, I truly believe that it has to start with us being an exemplar of the application of those boundaries. Because when our children see how it causes us to be successful in our individual lives, then there is a motivation to say, look at how mommy is, look at how daddy is, look at what they're able to achieve. So if I emulate, I will have a similar result. You will even need to convince that child because it's a natural part of who and how. You know, mommy, any thoughts?
Okay, yes, I would say that, okay, I have 3 kids, and everybody, all 3 of them, their own personality. And when you look at children growing up, you think that, okay, they're looking at mommy, they're looking at daddy, but everybody have a different reaction. Everybody reacts differently to this function, say. Looking at how mommy would do things, you'll find the older child would be a little more acceptant, whereas the second one might be a little bit rebellious. Children have their own personality that they're dealing with, and then they're looking at you. So again, I get different reaction with my kids.
I get it. And even to add to that, I would say in the midst of looking at the personalities, now this comment is based on observation. I've been in education for a little while now. And what I have seen is that even though you don't see it at one stage, you see it at another. So there are some things, like I was sharing, the brain is recording. When you're 10, you're not going to see it. When you're 15, you're not going to see it. Let them hit 35. Let them hit whatever the age is. Let them hit 25. The age, think about it this way, the age that you were that they saw you do that, when you're 10, they're not in that phase of life to act it out, you know. So even though you're looking at the different personalities, how many of us, when we get to different stages in life, you look at yourself and say, boy, look how I just did that just like mommy. Look how, you didn't plan it, you know. But when you got to that place in life, it started becoming part of you because it was on storage all the time. And now that you're at that age and stage and season, it starts coming out instinctively because it's almost as though it was on hold in the brain all the time. So we have to be careful, I believe, not to assume that just because when they were 15 or 10 or 11 or whatever the age, because you haven't seen it demonstrated in them, it's not there. It probably is right there. So we have to be careful to be sure to think about it this way. Think about a young man looking at his father or a young woman looking at her mother. In that reflection, you are learning what it means to be a woman, to be a wife or a girlfriend, to be a mother. You're learning these things. Now at 10, you're not going to demonstrate it. At 15, you're not going to demonstrate it. But by the time you get to be of age or stage, you start emulating because that is the example that was set. So it's good to recognize personality and difference, but it's good to recognize that even though you don't see it yet, it doesn't change the fact that you are making impact, whether we mean to or not. And the impact could be positive, the impact could be negative, but we are making impact. Ms. Halls, what closing thoughts do you have, even as we look at guiding children by establishing boundaries?
You know, this is my favorite phrase, I always tell parents, be mindful of the child that you are raising, because you are not raising children, you are raising adults. And we have to ask ourselves, the adult that I am raising, is it someone who I would choose to be my friend? Is it someone who I would hang with, or lie with, or sit with, or have tea with, or be a friend to? And Ms. Lewis spoke about setting those examples and obeying the examples. We want our children to do the right thing. Basically, that is why we set the boundaries. And in closing, I want to encourage parents, if they want to see the right thing and they want their children to do the right thing, they must be mindful. They must be mindful of the example that they are setting. They must be mindful, as our parents would have shared, the cooperation that goes on in the home. We have to learn as parents sometimes to agree to disagree, and to disagree privately and agree in front of the children. If we will set a standard, and we have to be mindful of the standard that we are setting. We have to be mindful of our value system. What it is that is guiding our household? What it is that is influencing the decisions that we are making? We must be mindful. Let us balance it all. Let us give our children experiences that they will learn, but with limitations that they will be protected, and that are age appropriate. And we must be guided by our conscience and the fact that we are raising adults. Right?
So thank you, Ms. Halls. Thank you to our guest parents. This has been another edition of Parent Portal, the podcast, where we were discussing, should parents set boundaries for children? Of course, we always love to hear from you. Be sure to make comments below, giving your experiences or your thoughts. Of course, as always, if you need any sort of support, whether in the area of counseling and care, be sure to reach out to ALEMACSS Associates, where Ms. Halls is lead consultant. To get more information, you can visit their handle on Facebook, where you look for ALEMACSS and Associates. Of course, that's ANB Associates. Or you can call 310-8979. We'll be happy to give you more information. Of course, once